Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Trajan. It's time for another video, and this time I wanted to do something a little different. So right now I'm just putting away some comics, putting them in my box from the last couple of years. This is H through, I think, S for Marvel. Not Marvel, I'm sorry, for DC. And I'm just putting away some of the old Hal Jordan Green Lantern cores because I recently reread it. And all my previous statements about it still stands. I still think it's consistently the greatest comic that DC put out in a really long time. I would say that it rivals actually the the standards set by in Superman and Action Comics. Not recently, before Bendis, pre-Bendis. I think it's the best bang for your buck. I think it told a very great, fantastic story. They did a great job at kind of giving each Green Lantern something to do, made them all feel important. I thought it was just an amazing series. So, what I wanted to talk about though was why the biggest Green Lantern fan in the world isn't buying uh, Grant Morrison's Green Lantern. And it comes down to one basic thing, and the fact of the matter is, it's not a good series. What Grant Morrison wanted to do, and what he said in multiple interviews, is that he wanted to bring it back to Green Lantern's roots. Now, at his core, Green Lantern is a police officer. He's a police officer of this specific sector in the universe. That's what the Green Lanterns really kind of are. So when he was doing that, though, it seemed like he wanted to write a police procedural, and I thought he just really failed at that. He wanted to try to humanize Hal Jordan, but ended up just making him completely insufferable. And especially in the first issue, Hal Jordan's interactions with anybody who's not a Green Lantern are just absolutely horrible. I forgot if I did a review on Grant Morrison's Green Lantern, but I think I might not have done it because I was actually so upset about it. Because it's not a good series. And I think it comes down to Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison is an edgy tryhard. He does what he thinks is going to get him attention. This is a really cool cover. And it really shows. In fact, if you see, it says intergalactic lawman, but he doesn't really do a good job at it. It's not a mystery. It's not even really a police procedural. It's just Grant Morrison trying to be edgy, and nobody really gives a shit about that. I said I wasn't gonna curse. I know I do not care about that. I just want to see some cool, really cool Green Lantern stuff. I actually think him doing a police procedural would have been pretty cool, but alas, we did not get that. These full covers were amazing. I thought they were really cool. You can see it. But the other thing I didn't like was that not like I really don't care about religion. I really just don't care. But the fact of the matter is, I remember there was heavy advertising for one of the issues. I think it was issue 4, where he goes up to kind of the a god, a deity, and says you're under arrest. And that was supposed to like look in 1996. Maybe that would have been cool. Maybe I would have bought it when I was like 8 or 9 years old. But the fact of the matter is that now nobody cares. It's try hard nonsense. That's really what it strikes me as. And the thing is that Venditti never had that problem. Venditti never was really a tryhard. He just told good stories. He never told great stories, but he told really good stories and stories that I would look. I went back and read all of these stories that I actually enjoyed, and it's just sad that this came to an end. So, and Venditti, did he write Superman? No, it was Venditti and Tomasi, right? I think Venditti is by far if you're going to follow comics, Venditti is somebody that if he's put on any book, you buy that book. You know that you're going to like it. At the very least, you're going to like it. And I think that's where the comic industry has strayed at this point. Because you had these people, Spider-Man is a good example of this. People would put Spider-Man on their pull list, no matter who was writing it, no matter who was doing the art, and they would only buy Spider-Man because they loved Spider-Man. And I think the market is changing now to the point where you're not don't follow the heroes themselves, because in the end, the vast majority of people write all these heroes exactly the same anyway. I think what you should really be doing is you have to follow the writers. You should be following writers that you enjoy, writers who know how to write a story and know how to give good stories. You should follow them. And that's just really what it comes down to. Venditti wrote Hawkman, which I didn't buy because it didn't make the cut. And I kind of regret it, but I'm going to get the trades. And that's what it comes down to. If in the end, just follow the writers. Brian Hill is a great example of a guy who he can write anything, and I will read whatever he writes. Even American Carnage, which I read the first issue of, and I actually enjoyed it. I actually thought it was pretty good. There's some stuff in there that's a little nonsense, but for the most part, I thought it was actually a really, really interesting story. And I hope, and I heard that it's like the worst selling Vertigo book, which blows my mind because all those Sandman books are just horrible. Like, who would ever buy those? Anyway. So it sucks. It sucks that we don't have any good Green Lantern because of nonsense. But I can't in good conscience buy Grant Morrison's Green Lantern. It's just such a trash book. To the point where I was actually considering, I have a box of books that I'm just getting rid of at this point. I was actually considering putting it in, but I'm probably not going to. I'm probably just going to keep the first issue and that's it. Just so I remember why. Like every once in a while I'll reread it and be like, oh, that's why I didn't follow it. Anyway. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Green Lantern? Do you like the Grant Morrison Green Lantern? Or is it trash? Let me know in the comments below. There's my foot. And I will catch you guys later.